Late edition, welcome on. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
So joining us on stage for the opening press conference of the 2015 Unispa Punta del Este, Managing Director and Commercial Director of Dragon Racing, Mr. Oriol Servia. From Audi Schaeffler App Sports, Lucas di Grassi. Our newest driver in Formula E from Mahindra Racing, Oliver Rowland. Eric Vergne from DS Virgin Racing. And Jerome D'Ambrosio from Dragon Racing. But we'll start with Lucas, the winner last time out and championship points leader. Obviously you come into this race on some fantastic form. How likely do you think you are to be able to continue that this weekend?
Well, first of all, it's a pleasure being here in Punta, very close to São Paulo, my hometown.
Okay.
So it's a fantastic venue and a fantastic race. Malaysia was a crazy race. The temperatures were very extreme. How the race went also with with the tarmac getting loose and the difficulty we had driving on the track was was a lot of fun in the end to drive. It was very tricky and everything went right for us, but I think we still are not the #1 team in terms of performance, so we have to keep it realistic, have to keep working, have to keep developing wherever we can to try to catch back and try to get another good result here.
Bien, comenzamos entonces esta conferencia de prensa consultándole a Lucas di Grassi, quien fue el ganador y que está ahora al frente del campeonato.
This is one of the fastest tracks on the calendar, so how much of a challenge is that this year with the higher battery running and the extra long distance of the race?
This is one of the fastest tracks. I have, I think, the fastest quarter of the season also here. It's a huge challenge for everyone. I think it's also the longest race so far. Our last season was the longest race of the season. So the race is longer, the track is fast. The temperatures are not going to be as high as Malaysia, but they are quite high. So again, we have to work on the performance for qualifying, but at the same time we have to work with all the settings and the electronics and try to understand how the battery, the motor, and everything else is going to work, so you optimize your strategy.
Well, Eric, last year you made a stunning debut here, taking pole position in your first race. What is it about the track that you particularly like?
I don't know. Last year was pretty amazing, to come here and straight away make pole position. So being in the first group, we've got the beach here. We thought that with the sand it would be difficult, but in the end it turned out to be good. So it was a good debut. Then in the race I was less fortunate with breaking the suspension in the, I think it was the last lap or the previous last lap, fighting for the win. So didn't get much luck hopefully this year. We finished the race in a strong position. I don't think we've got the car to make full position this year, but we have different objectives, and I think you score the points at the end of the race. So our focus is clearly in the race and trying to maximize our chance.
Bien, Eric Vergne.
Got some changes to the track this year, especially the layout for the first couple of corners. What do you make of the changes?
I think just going on the track it looks better. It looks better for, I think driving the chicane looks a bit nicer also, and it's more safe as we don't have the pit exit in our way anymore. So I think all in one, it's probably better for driving and better for safety.
Wrong pace so far this season. Do you think you're in a position to take a good result this weekend?
Yeah, definitely. I think we were going to put two cars in the top 5 in Beijing. I think we were going to do that again in Putrajaya. So hopefully we can do that again here. That's clearly the objective. I think we have some, for sure, we still have some more to do maybe to be the fastest, but in the race pace, in managing the race and all the components of the race, we are being pretty good so far. So keep trying to improve that. But if we do a good job like we did the first 2 weekends, we should be able to be at the front again with both cars.
This is the beach here, and it's quite windy. How much role does the dust play on the track here?
It is quite an important role. So first of all, the dust makes it tricky in the first today's shakedown, and for the first free practice you have quite a big track improvement. But then it's also during the race you have on the line it's quite clean, and then as soon as you go a little offline, it's a big difference of grip, and that's something that's sometimes difficult to manage. But all around, I think it's a little bit of a similar thing everywhere with Formula E. We only race on non-permanent circuits, and so they're always a little bit dirty, and in the end we managed it pretty well. As Jean-Eric said, last year in the end, even the first group, they were able to do pole positions, so it takes a little bit of time in the beginning, but then it should be okay.